Good morning. Welcome to Woodlands North. Why is this old guy walking around with this ridiculous looking getup? So you don't have to. If you're interested in a poncho that doubles as a shelter, stay tuned because the review's coming up next. All right, so here it is, the OneTigris tentsformer, it's called. Now, I'll do a 360 for you. So first thing, if you're looking to win any fashion contests, you aren't going to win it with this. Looks kind of funny, but been kind of walking around all day, and it's been raining lightly on and off. It was actually raining quite a bit when I got here, and now it's just more like a mist, but it's pretty much kept me dry. Today it's done a pretty good job of keeping the water out. So one thing you'll see here, the sleeves are like, I don't know, kind of like a 3/4 inch sleeve. Each sleeve here has a morale patch if you want to stick something on there. Big logo up here. There are some Velcro fixtures here and zipper that can adjust this to how you need it. Now, I've been walking around for about 15-20 minutes, and I can feel that definitely, starting to sweat a little bit. So this obviously isn't breathable, as it's made to keep all the water out, but you can adjust the zipper to get some airflow going. So movement is generally pretty good. I noticed in some ponchos it's really tight up here. I'm a bigger guy, and this I'd say is slightly tight, but nothing that's gonna really bother me too much. This also apparently doubles as a shelter, so I'm going to find a place to set up, take it off, and set up, and we'll have a look at it that way. Okay, I've got the poncho off, and I unzipped down the middle. I opened it up, and now these are the included stakes. Pretty nice, aluminum. I'm gonna try to stake this out. Okay, to make my life a little bit easier today, brought a hiking pole. You don't need one, you could just find one from, find a stick from the woods and adjust it to height. I think this might be a little bit too tall here, so I'm gonna adjust it a little bit. So I've got about belly button height here. See how that works. Okay, might just make an adjustment here. Okay, so that was pretty simple. I just made a couple of adjustments. And now I'm gonna have to put the guy line out here to prevent this from falling backwards. All right, shelter looks pretty decent. Okay, I'm pretty satisfied with the setup. Everything looks pretty decent. Gonna set up a small little temporary camp here just to maybe sit down and have a snack or some lunch. I had pretty low expectations for a poncho actually becoming a shelter. I'd say this is pretty good. There's quite a bit of distance here. I can pretty easily lay down in here, and if I had to overnight, no problem. Obviously, it's not my first choice in a, in a shelter, but if you think about it, it's a two-purpose unit, and I love that because you can wear it as a poncho when the weather gets bad, and then you can set it up as a temporary shelter or even an overnight shelter. And honestly, it took me like, first time was today, and I fiddled a little bit with the guidelines and stuff like that, but took me like 3 or 4 minutes, and then maybe a quick adjustment or two, and now it's up and running. So quite awesome. Pretty hungry. I've been out here a while. I'm gonna make a little bit of lunch. Good old little GSI stove. I haven't seen this in a while. Been kind of buried in my kit, and I've been using other things to cook lately, so yeah, I forgot about this. Today, for the first time, blob band Oriental chicken. I've never had this one before. Never heard of this brand, but if you have, let me know. Looks pretty decent anyway. The instructions are not very clear. They're in mostly another language, but there is a little bit of English here. Add 4 DL of boiling water. Deciliters, I'm gonna guess. So I'm guessing 400 milliliters. Hopefully I'm right. And we will try it out. I do like that GSI stove, works so well. Never had a problem with it. I've owned it like 4 or 5 years. I've used it a bunch of times. Has a lot of power. It's on low right now. It does get kind of loud, but right now it's on low, so we'll just take our time here. The GSI stove didn't disappoint. It really boiled that quickly. I mean, like 2 minutes. Now, I don't know how much water is in there. I think it's like 400 mil or something like that. That's what's supposed to be in there, I believe, but I don't have any measurements in this here, so I just kind of estimated, and I hope I'm right. Well, it smells good. Looks super good. Oh, really neat. There's some like measurements inside here, and it tells you how much to fill it. That's pretty neat, in case you don't know how much water you actually need, which I don't. Hey guys, I'm gonna seal it all up, and then I gotta wait 10 minutes. So I gotta say, I'm quite impressed with this product so far. And just let me make it clear, this is my own product. I am not paid or endorsed in any way. I bought this with my own money because I thought it's something that I would use. And I wanted to show you guys. I think a lot of you would actually enjoy this product. And there's more to it than I'm showing here. There's also an insert. So there's like a tent that can fit underneath here. I do have it, but I didn't have time to crack that out today. I do plan in the coming weeks to try that out. So it's part of a system. And also, if you have 2 of these, they actually zip together right here and they create a shelter. That'd be kind of neat too. The amount of space in here, totally impressed. I've seen poncho shelters before, and I had very little expectations of this, but I'd say it's met my expectations. Now, as far as rain goes, today was just a light rainy day, and of course it worked as expected. I did have it out one more time. We had a downpour on a fishing trip, and I mean a downpour like I've never seen, and I had to run to the boat and get all the gear. I had electronics and stuff on there, and literally we were in this beautiful area fishing, and up over the mountains this cloud came, and 3 minutes later it was literally like a hurricane, and it held up perfectly there. Now, I don't know if you can see on camera here, there's these little arm sleeves here, and there's a little bit of there's a gap here. So I guess this is for airflow, and a little tab here. I guess you can, I don't know, maybe tie these together or something, but you can also stake these out and you would actually get more room. It would push the tent out a little more. And there's also a little guy out on the back that would keep this tight and give you more room if you really want to hunker down in there. Really, really impressed. I think it's a well thought out product. Yeah, I'm looking forward to keeping it in my kit. And of course, if something happens, I will update you in the future on that. So what do you guys think of this product? It's a little bit crazy. Again, if you're out here to win a fashion contest, this is not the product for you, but I think the product makes sense. I think it does what it says. Price is fairly reasonable. It's around, I think I paid about $60 Canadian. Watch for sales if it goes on sale. And again, for a tarp and a shelter that does each pretty decent, usually you get things, you know, multi-use things, and it's good at one thing, not so good at the other. I think this does both pretty decently, and pretty happy about it. really dislikes. So far, I don't have too many. Got this big logo here. Not a big fan of big logos myself, but whatever, it's all good. Quality of this seems to be pretty decent. Everything here seems to be sealed, and the stitching looks pretty decent across the board. And by stitching, I mean, I'm just looking for anything that looks like it's loose or it's gonna come off or anything like that. So I think they've done a pretty decent job. What do you guys think? Is this gonna be good for your kit? Why would you use it or why wouldn't you? Write down in the comments because I'd like to know. All right, my friends, thank you for joining me. Would like to know what you thought of the OneTigris transformer. And I do appreciate you watching, and I appreciate any comments you give. Thanks again for supporting the channel. If you do enjoy the content, why don't you please subscribe and ring the bell so you get all the notifications that when I release a video. Thanks for joining me. We'll see you again in the next video. Get outside, have fun.